He has her but still wants you, you see. It's not about who's in the picture or who's by his side. It's about what's in his head and heart when no one's watching. He has her, yeah, that's clear, but still, somehow, he's got his eyes on you. And that's where it gets messy. Why? Because he's chasing something he can't have. Maybe it's the thrill, the escape, or just the hunger for something real that's missing in his current world. He's tangled in his own contradictions, loyalty on the outside, desire tearing at the seams, but listen, don't let that fool you. You're not a consolation prize or a secret backup plan. You're the spark that lights his fire, the whisper that haunts his mind when he thinks no one's around. And that power, it's dangerous. You've got to decide, are you the person who steps back and lets this chaos roll over you? Or are you the one who takes control, sees the truth behind the lies and knows your worth, because he may have her, but what he wants? That's your choice to own. Sometimes what someone wants is completely different from what they actually have. And that clash creates a tension that pulls at every part of them. It's like living in two worlds at once, one that they've chosen or committed to, and another that haunts their thoughts and dreams. When a man has someone else, but his mind keeps drifting toward you, it's not just about the person standing next to him. It's about what's missing inside. Desire doesn't follow logic or rules. It sneaks in when it shouldn't, whispers your name when it knows it shouldn't. This desire is messy, unpredictable, and often heartbreaking. In this space between reality and longing, he's caught in a storm of contradictions. On one hand, there's the comfort of what he has, the known, the safe, the status quo. On the other, there's the pull of something unfamiliar, something that feels raw and alive, even if it's complicated or dangerous. It's like he's holding onto a photograph while his fingers itch to touch the person in the picture. That tension keeps him restless, sometimes distant, sometimes close, never fully settled. Desire isn't about possession, it's about feeling alive. It's that spark that reminds someone what it means to want, to feel, to be drawn towards something beyond their reach. And when that desire is directed at you, it's not because he's ungrateful or uncommitted to the other person. It's because you represent a piece of the puzzle that's missing for him. You embody the excitement, the passion, or the freedom that he's starving for, even if he doesn't admit it out loud. But this kind of desire is a double-edged sword. It can lift him up, make him feel more awake and alive, but it can also tear him apart inside. It's a battle between who he is supposed to be and who he wishes he could be. Every glance your way, every moment he thinks of you, is a reminder that his world isn't as complete as it looks on the surface. He may want to shut those feelings down, to push them away, but they linger like a shadow no matter how hard he tries to escape. You become a symbol, not just of temptation, but of a truth he can't ignore. That truth is uncomfortable. It means he's not fully satisfied, not fully at peace. It means there's a piece of him that's restless, searching for something more than what he's settled for. That restless part is what pulls him toward you, even when he's standing somewhere else. For you, this means recognizing that his desire is complicated. It's not a simple story of right or wrong, love or betrayal. It's a story about what people long for beneath the surface, what they reach for when the easy answers aren't enough. Desire doesn't wait for perfect timing or neat endings. It shows up messy and untamed, and sometimes it arrives in the form of someone who already belongs to another. And in that messy space, the question isn't just what he wants, but what you're willing to accept, because desire alone isn't a foundation, it's a feeling. It's powerful and intoxicating, but it's also fragile and fleeting. Understanding that helps you see the truth behind the confusion. Desire can't replace reality, and reality can't always satisfy desire. Loyalty is one of those things that looks simple on the surface, but is often tangled up in complexity beneath. When a man is with someone else, people expect loyalty to mean everything is clear, cut, black and white. He's committed, he's faithful, and that's that. But the truth is, loyalty can sometimes be an illusion, a mask worn to hide the contradictions inside. It can be a role played because of comfort, habit, or fear rather than genuine connection. Just because he shows up and says he's loyal doesn't mean his heart isn't drifting elsewhere. There's a difference between physical presence and emotional allegiance. He can be with her, in her world, in her life, and still mentally be somewhere else. The lines blur between what's expected and what's really felt. Loyalty, in the traditional sense, suggests unwavering dedication, but people are complicated and feelings don't always follow promises. Sometimes loyalty is more about obligation than desire, about sticking with what's known, what's safe, what fits a certain image or expectation. That illusion can be comforting for everyone involved. It creates a story that makes sense, a neat package where everyone knows their place. But beneath the surface, there might be cracks where doubts seep in, where temptations lurk, and where the heart starts to wander. The man might be fighting between what he's supposed to feel and what he actually feels. He might say he's loyal, but loyalty can't always shield him from the pull of something new or forbidden. This illusion becomes especially powerful because it's wrapped in denial and excuses. He might convince himself that what he feels for you isn't real or that it won't last. He might cling harder to his current relationship, trying to convince everyone, including himself, that loyalty wins over desire every time. But inside, the truth is more complicated. He's living with two realities, the one he's committed to, and the one that haunts his thoughts when no one else is around. You, on the outside, see this tension play out in his actions, moments when he's close but distant, when he's present but distracted. It's the silent battle between loyalty and longing. It's a reminder that loyalty isn't always a shield. Sometimes it's a cage that traps people in roles they don't fully believe in. It's a performance, a show, where what's on the surface doesn't always match what's underneath. Understanding this illusion is important because it helps you see the situation clearly. It's not about labeling him as a liar or a cheat. It's about recognizing that loyalty can be complex, fragile, and sometimes contradictory. It's about realizing that emotional commitment isn't always guaranteed by physical presence or promises made in the past. And here's the hard part. When loyalty is an illusion, it puts you in a tough position. You might feel like the secret, the temptation, the other side of a story that isn't supposed to exist. You might wonder if he's truly with her in his heart, or if he's just caught in a web of comfort and routine. That uncertainty can hurt, but it also gives you a choice. You get to decide if you're willing to be part of a story that's tangled in illusion, or if you want something real, clear, and whole. Because loyalty isn't just about sticking around, it's about truth, trust, and the courage to follow what's real, even when it's hard to admit. Too often, when a man is caught between two people, the one who isn't official starts to feel like a fallback option, the backup plan for when things don't work out, the secret kept in the shadows, the maybe someday instead of right now. But you are not that. You are not the safety net waiting to catch the pieces when the other relationship falls apart. You are not the consolation prize for his loneliness or confusion. You're a person with your own worth, your own power, and your own right to be wanted for who you are, not as a second choice. It's easy to get caught in the trap of believing you're lucky just to be in the picture at all. Maybe he texts you late at night. Maybe he says things that make your heart race, and maybe you hold onto those moments like proof that you matter to him. But those moments don't define your value. You deserve more than to exist in the space between his commitments. You deserve to be someone's first thought, not their secret thought. Being the backup means living in a shadow world where everything is half hidden, where you're constantly questioning your place and your importance. It means waiting for him to decide if he's ready to choose you, which puts you in a position of uncertainty and emotional limbo. That's a place where your confidence can erode, where your self-respect can get chipped away by all the maybes and what-ifs. The truth is, you hold more power than you think. You are not obligated to stay on the sidelines or to settle for crumbs of attention. You don't owe him your patience while he figures out what he really wants. Because when someone truly wants you, when they see your worth, they don't make you wait. They don't leave you questioning if you're enough. They show up fully without hesitation or excuses. Recognizing that you're not a backup is about setting boundaries and reclaiming your dignity. It means looking at the situation honestly and asking yourself if you're being treated like the priority you are. It's about refusing to accept less than you deserve, even if it means walking away from what feels familiar or tempting. Because nothing that starts as a backup ever truly feels like home. You're not a placeholder until something better comes along. You're not a secret kept out of sight or a name whispered when no one else is listening. You are the main story, the headline, the person who deserves honesty, respect, and wholehearted commitment. And no matter how much he might want you on the side, that desire doesn't erase your right to be the center of someone's life, not the shadow in it. You might feel torn, caught in the excitement of what could be, but don't let that blur the line between being wanted and being chosen. There's a difference. You deserve to be chosen, not just wanted, to be held in the light, not hidden in the dark, to be the answer, not the question. When you hold on to that truth, it changes everything. It gives you the strength to walk away from the chaos and into something real, or to demand from him what you've always deserved: clarity, honesty, and respect. Because at the end of the day, being anyone's backup isn't a role you were ever meant to play. There's a magnetic force when someone wants you, especially when that desire is complicated by the fact that he's already with someone else. It's a power that's hard to ignore because it's wrapped in mystery and intensity. You become the spark that ignites something inside him, a feeling he can't shake off no matter how much he tries. That power of attraction isn't just about physical appearance or fleeting infatuation. It's about the way you make him feel alive, seen, and understood in a way that goes beyond surface level. When he's drawn to you, it's because you represent something different from what he already has. Maybe it's freedom, excitement, or a connection that feels electric and raw. That attraction pulls him in, stirs up emotions that might have been buried under routine or obligation. It's like you've unlocked a part of him that's been waiting, even if he didn't know it was there. And that's a powerful position to be in, because attraction isn't something you can force or fake. It's a real energy that flows between two people, charged with possibility. But with that power comes a complicated truth. Attraction can be intoxicating, making you feel wanted and alive, but it also carries a risk. You hold influence over his thoughts and feelings, and that influence can create a tension that's both thrilling and dangerous. It's a push and pull where you might feel empowered one moment and uncertain the next, because attraction, while powerful, doesn't guarantee anything lasting or certain. It's a force that can lead to passion or chaos, connection or confusion. Being the object of someone's desire when they already belong to another puts you in a unique and challenging place. You're not just a casual interest, you're a presence that disrupts the status quo, a secret he can't ignore. That means you have to be mindful of the weight that power carries. It's easy to get swept up in the intensity, to mistake attraction for commitment, or to believe that desire will be enough to change the situation. But attraction alone isn't a foundation. It's just the beginning of something that might or might not grow into more. At the same time, understanding your power means recognizing your responsibility. You have the choice to either hold on to that energy and demand respect and clarity, or to let it become a source of confusion and pain. You get to decide whether to let attraction be a spark for something real or just a flicker that fades away. That decision shapes not only your experience but his too. Attraction makes you unforgettable. It makes him think of you in moments when he should be focused elsewhere. It colors his world in ways he might try to hide, and knowing that you have that effect gives you strength. But it also calls for wisdom. Because with great power comes great choice. You can either be the light that guides him or the temptation that breaks him. That power is yours to wield, and how you use it defines the path forward. It's a force that can build or burn, create connection or cause distance. Understanding that duality is key to owning your worth and setting the boundaries you need to protect your heart. At the heart of every complicated situation like this is a question of self-worth. When a man has someone else but still wants you, it's easy to get caught up in the confusion and emotional chaos and lose sight of what you deserve. But your worth isn't defined by whether he chooses you or not. It's not measured by his indecision or divided attention. Your value is something you carry with you no matter who's in the picture. Recognizing that is the first step toward taking control of the story you're living. Self-worth means understanding that you are deserving of honesty, respect, and wholehearted commitment. It means you don't settle for crumbs of affection or moments stolen in the shadows. You deserve someone who shows up for you fully, not just when it's convenient or when he's caught between feelings. Your worth isn't negotiable, and it's not something that should be chipped away by second guessing or waiting for someone to make up their mind. This awareness gives you the power of choice. You're not stuck in the role he tries to place you in, the other woman, the secret option, the half-truth. You have the freedom to decide how you respond to the situation. Do you accept being part of this complicated, messy story? Or do you step back and demand something clearer and truer? That choice isn't always easy, especially when emotions are tangled, but it's the most important one you can make. Choosing yourself means setting boundaries that protect your heart and your peace. It means saying no to anything that makes you feel less than you are. It means recognizing when the chaos isn't worth the pain and having the courage to walk away. That's not weakness or giving up. It's strength and self-respect. It's putting yourself first in a situation where you might feel invisible or secondary. When you embrace your worth, you stop chasing validation from someone who can't fully give it. You stop making excuses for his behavior or hoping he'll change. Instead, you create space for something better, whether that's with him, with someone new, or with yourself. You allow yourself to be seen and loved on your own terms, not through the lens of someone else's indecision. The truth is, you control the narrative. You decide how much power this situation has over you. You decide whether to let it consume your thoughts and your heart or to rise above it. That choice is your strength. It's your way of reclaiming control in a story that might feel out of control. Self-worth isn't about pride or stubbornness. It's about clarity. It's about knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle for less. It's about honoring your feelings while demanding honesty. And most importantly, it's about choosing yourself every single time because you are worth that much. Thank you.